starring Matt Bevin, the guy who has a problem paying his taxes on time and who Mitch McConnell's campaign called the East Coast con man. It's Bevin who failed to disclose a potential conflict of interest on an official state ethics form. And now we learn Bevin failed to tell the truth about having a federal tax lien when he filled out an application for his company and received a $100,000 taxpayer bailout. Why should Kentucky ever trust Matt Bevin?
Cards and NC State, Saturday at noon on Wave 3 News.
It's your NFL wake-up call.
We wake up.
Great day for some football.
Get up early for more of what you love.
I'm getting them ready. I'm getting them game ready.
Starting with an AFC East rivalry.
Caught for the touchdown.
Jets, Dolphins, live from London. It's football all day long. Jets, Dolphins, October 4th, 9:30 a.m. Eastern.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
There's a moment in every game that changes everything. NFL Turning Point, presented by Bose, Wednesdays on NBCSN.
This week, Fallon's all new with SNL season premiere host Miley Cyrus. Plus, Julianne Moore, Rob Lowe, Seth Rogen, and Victor Cruz. Your Tonight Show this week on NBC.
Tonight's first half highlights are brought to you by the Chevy Silverado.
Is picked off, and that is Bradley Roby up in the air, deflected, picked at the 10-yard line.
Exactly what they needed.
Hillman into the end zone.
Boy, that one had to feel good for the Denver Broncos.
Chevy Silverado, high-strength steel for high-strength dependability.
All right, a nod to Hispanic Heritage Month. The Broncos did Denver 14. Leonis did Detroit 6. 8-point game in the buzz. After you saw the highlights. Manning, that 45-yard TD pass at the end of the half, his first completion of over 20 yards in their 2.5 games thus far. Stafford had that one good drive, overall 111 yards, and an interception. He's been on the ground twice. And a look at the two outstanding receivers. Of course, Thomas with that big play at the end. And Johnson, a key factor in Detroit's touchdown drive. Sunday night in Michigan's largest city, 14-6. Denver will get the ball with Sam Martin to kick it off. What a call on 4th and 1, huh?
No, see it before, and when you least expect it, comes up with a little magic. I thought he just looked much more aggressive throwing the ball in the first half than what I've seen, especially when he was under center earlier this year.
All right, so Al Michaels, Chris Collinsworth, Michelle Tafoya. Second half begins with a touchback. And Peyton's first half, Chris.
Yeah, let's just take a look. I mean, you saw some aggressiveness, even down to like the grimace on his face. He was trying to throw fastballs tonight. And anytime Peyton Manning can get that body weight moving forward, he really doesn't have problems making these kind of throws. And then here's the one at the end. He knew his guy was going to win the jump ball, and so he gave him a chance to do that. But for Peyton Manning, believe me, he hears it all. He knows.
He does.
He's got it. He knows everybody's scared, but this pistol might be the answer.
From the 20. Fake give, then catch made by Thomas, and throws his way for a gain of 8. Let's go to Michelle.
Well, Gary Kubiak told me at halftime that he's happy so far with the pistol because he can stay true to his running philosophy, and at the same time, Peyton Manning is comfortable in the shotgun. One problem, running back Juwan Thompson is out with a neck injury, Al.
All right, thank you, Michelle. So Thompson out, but Anderson is back in. And Hillman, who scored the touchdown, is the other back. Manning on a roll, and nobody open, so he just throws it into the bench with a flag on the play.
Well, there's no doubt the bootleg's a big part of Gary Kubiak's offense. It looks a little different when Peyton runs it than Joe Flacco and some others.
Prior to the pass, holding, number 50, defense. It's a 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Little linebacker Travis Lewis.
Really need something big defensively out of the Lions here, and you know they just don't have that star that you have to worry about anymore the way they had it on this team last year. There's nobody really to double team. They hope Nada becomes that inside, maybe Ziggy Ansah, but neither one of them quite the dominant player that you have to pay that much attention to.
And minus DeAndre Levy, the linebacker, all 3 games this season. He's hurt. Ronnie Hillman takes the ball up to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, and Levy was that X factor, if you will, and he was the guy that when talking to Glover Quinn, he said, you know, he would just explode and make plays, sort of like a Troy Polamalu kind of guy, that it wasn't ad-libbing or you know, going against the plan, but occasionally he would shoot in the backfield and make a tackle for a loss or a sack or a big interception, and he got the offense off rhythm, and we just don't have that right now.
And we need him back sooner than later. Next week they go to Seattle. And there's Thomas, and he gets taken down. About 3 yards shy of the first down by Ansah.
Ansah, watch him. He's going to take the helmet off of Sambrailo first. That's a shot, and then hustles back. You know, here was a guy that from Ghana that came out and to BYU, and he walked on. He wanted to play basketball. That didn't work out. Walked on the track team. That didn't work out. And they said, why don't you try football? Now here he is, one of the stars in the National Football League.
3rd down and 5. They back out of the blitz. And then it's Thomas, and he's going to reach for it. And is he down before the ball came loose? They're going to rule it at the moment. And he is down. He's down at the 41. The first official there, that's Diggs, who takes the ball into the end zone. But the official at the end of the play is saying this is down at the 41-yard line.
And this is going to be close. He lands on the defender.
On Mathis.
Where is he down?
It is challengeable.
I don't see anything down. The hand can be down. That does not put you down. You've got to get a forearm, a wrist. I don't think we even got a butt on this one.
Field is a downright contact.
They're going to they have to challenge it. Denver's trying to get his punt group out there before Caldwell can challenge it.
And I think Demaryius Thomas had some idea too. He got up and started chasing it. Now they're not going to allow the return, but the recovery is a different thing. That was like slow motion. He was rolling over the top of Mathis.
I think Caldwell might have been thinking, okay, you know, everything is reviewed anyway.
Detroit is challenging the ruling on the field with the rubber.
But it wasn't a turnover.
That's what he's trying to get out of it. So he has to challenge this right now. And he will probably win it.
Aruba, Jamaica. Now we can actually take it.
To Costa Rica, Bahamas.
Come on, pretty mama.
Belize, Puerto Rico. People, why don't we go down to Mexico?
We'll get there fast and you can take it slow.
Anywhere you want to go.
All the way down to Dominican Republic.
Nice hit.
Southwest is bringing our low fares to tropical destinations. Book now at southwest.com.
This mountain doesn't own a watch. It's not in a hurry to get where it's going. And yet, after millions of years, it has arrived. It's what inspired us to cold age our beer, which, thankfully, takes a little less than a million years. Coors Light, born in the Rockies.
Your daughter's gonna love this car.
She sure is.
You got me a car?
Happy birthday!
It's a puppy.
Yeah, it's a puppy.
Thanks, Dad.
You're welcome.
Discover the high-performance Optima.
Turbo.
Discover the new Kia. Lease the Optima LX for $189 a month or get $2,000 customer cash.
Tomorrow and Tuesday, the Emmy-winning Voice is back. Yes! And it's better than ever. Yes! And get ready for a Voice first.
Oh my God!
The Voice, new tomorrow and Tuesday on NBC. And get the app.
Here's Triplett.
After review, the ruling on the field has changed. The runner, this running player, was not down by contact and the ball came loose. It was recovered by Detroit at the 29-yard line. It'll be Detroit's ball, first and 10 at the 29. We set the game clock for 13 minutes.
Well, the crowd is booing. They thought it should be a touchdown, but that's the rule. The rule is it's a fumble, and that's what they call it. He's reaching for the first down, doesn't get it, lands on Mathis, ball is loose, and then the rule says you get it from the point of recovery.
Right.
So there's Diggs at the 29-yard line, and that's why they will take it there. The crowd is booing. They thought he should be given a touchdown.
Yeah, and the reason for that, obviously one official thought that the play was dead, so he blows his whistle, so they don't want him to be able to run in, but they still are going to allow the recovery.
13 minutes on the game clock, please.
Put 6 seconds back on it. You said they needed a big defensive play. There it is.
There you go. Now they need to do something with it.
Right. Lions at the 29-yard line. And Stafford. Ooh, he slides and he gets really popped. And that's going to draw a flag. That's Sylvester Williams. And that's going to cost him 15.
Really good job in the secondary. That was going to end up a coverage sack there. And then got a gift.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Number 92 of the defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
First of all, late hit, you slide, you're protected at that point, and then comes the helmet, and then you're going to see Eric Ebron, the little out and up, but TJ Ward was not fooled, and on the backside of Aqib Talib had Calvin Johnson close enough and undercut that one, so he had to pull it down, but they still catch a break. It's a big game for the Lions, you know, you forget they've got to get off that 0-2. They're playing at home. This is one of those games you hope your quarterback is mature enough to win one of these now at home.
On the road at Seattle next week. Looking for full likelihood. Instead of 1 and 2 after tonight, as Joique Bell picks up a couple. We go to Michelle.
Well, Jim Caldwell told me at halftime, in spite of running for just 12 yards in the first half, they will not shy away from their rushing attack. He said the run game's dirty work, and he expects some cracks to open up. Also, starting right guard Larry Warford is probable with an ankle injury. He has been on the sideline quite a bit, Al.
All right, Michelle, and he's graded out quite well in the first 2 games this season. They'll miss him. 2nd down and 7. Abdullah is the running back. Stafford flings it to Johnson. Johnson very close to picking up a first down. Talib is there, and that will move the chains and make it 1st down and goal.
I'll tell you, Wade Phillips is not afraid. Look at this. There aren't many times that anybody plays that guy just one-on-one on the outside. They have that kind of faith in Aqib Talib. But we've seen games. Remember the Saints game last year or a couple years ago? They put 2 guys like it was a punt cover kind of a thing out there on Calvin Johnson.
From the 6. Through the middle. Taking it to the 2 of Abdullah, a flag.
Holding, 72, offense, 10-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Well, they had to reshuffle this offensive line in here. Like Larry Warford got hit. Laken Tomlinson right here. And if I were to tell you a Duke guard was the ACC Athlete of the Year, you would think, yeah, Mike Krzyzewski has great guards there, you know. But it was Laken Tomlinson who was played guard for the football team and ACC overall athlete of the year. Pretty impressive.
Tomlinson, number 1 draft choice. The play clock is at 2. They just do get it away. It is caught on the run by Abdullah for the touchdown. Just before they get to Stafford, Abdullah is able to take the pass on the run. Stafford looking over to the bench saying we're going for 2 to try to tie the game.
Theo Riddick got it close the first time. Now the other back, Ameer Abdullah, coming out of the backfield. Here he comes with this little thing. We see Darren Sproles do it all the time. And I tell you, Brandon Marshall, Danny Trevathan, they're no joke as far as coverage guys inside at linebacker. But these two backs, we'll see if they keep exploiting that matchup. It's working well.
Well, Prater had that extra point blocked. Michelle reported he also had a little food poisoning. So even though there's a ton of time left in the game, they're going to go for 2 here.
Oregon!
Now they're shifting out to help against Calvin Johnson.
To Joique Bell, and he will not come close. T.J. Ward stuffs him at the line of scrimmage. So they settle for 6. We have 10:51 to go in the third. They do cash in on the turnover, though, to make it a 2-point game at Ford Field in Detroit.
When it comes to midsize SUVs, the 2016 Kia Sorento has it all. A more spacious premium interior, available fully active all-wheel drive, and a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. It was also named an IIHS Top Safety Pick, proof that rugged can also be refined and reliable. The 2016 Kia Sorento.
This is the land of wolves now.
I'm not a soldier. This is not what I do.
Going hunting.
Sicario, rated R. Now playing in select cities everywhere Friday.
We call ourselves the Freedom Hikers. Hiking brought us together, but that's not the only thing that keeps us coming back.
Here's to friends who reach for better. Fewer carbs, fewer calories, superior taste. Michelob Ultra, the superior light beer.
It's all yours.
It's all ours.
We found the one.
Our piece of the dream.
Home sweet home.
Here to stay.
Permanent.
Rooted.
Residence.
Relocated. I've been relocated.
Packing up shop.
Headed out of Dodge.
Hitting the bricks.
Calling the bank.
A short-term world needs a long-term bank. For great rates and step-by-step guidance from one of the nation's top mortgage lenders, call on U.S. Bank.
Onward.
Upward.
Week 3 concludes with Monday Night Football on ESPN. Then Week 4 kicks off with Thursday Night Football on CBS and NFL Network.
Super Bowl 50 coming your way from the Bay Area in February. Teams never to appear in the Super Bowl. Lions, Browns, you saw those, the Jaguars, the Texans. Most seasons since the last championship game appearance. Well, the Cubs, they're going to the playoffs, so who knows? Sacramento Kings, not likely. Detroit, 57 years. Toronto Maple Leafs in the NHL. Martha Firestone Ford, the widow of William Clay Ford, a terrific man who owned this team for so many years. They last won a championship here in 1957. So it's been quite the drought and very little postseason success over the last few years.
You know, for all that's gone wrong for this offense and Peyton Manning, they come in here and get a second road win against a good team. Kansas City last week and come back at Detroit. You know this team's going to get better. They're definitely better tonight than they've been the first two, so somebody has to catch them early.
From the 20-yard line, C.J. Anderson. He's the running back behind Manning. And Peyton dancing, fires over the middle, caught. That's a gain of 15 yards. Emmanuel Sanders. Just one little addendum to that note we had. By the way, the Cubs, of course, have been in Chicago all those years. Detroit's been here, even though they started in Portsmouth, Ohio. Maple Leafs are there. The Sacramento Kings were. The Rochester Royals, the Cincinnati Royals went to Kansas City and then Sacramento. In case you're wondering.
I can now go to bed and sleep peacefully tonight.
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
From the 35-yard line, first down. And that's dropped. Demaryius Thomas right there over the middle. Couldn't hang on. Second down and 10.
This is just the look of Peyton Manning here. I didn't think he ever, when he was under center dropping back, looked this aggressive throwing the ball. He's been doing this for a long time. Now he's going to take a little hitch step back up into the throw, but he just looks comfortable. He never looked to me, even though he did it a lot, he did it in college, he did it early in the NFL, all those things. At 39, it just didn't look right when he was going back from under center trying to throw the ball and step up. I just didn't feel like Peyton Manning throwing the ball.
Again, Thomas, and he gets a nice block. And Demaryius Thomas is thrust out of bounds just across the 50-yard line. First down.
Well, and Demaryius Thomas, how many of these have we seen on Sunday Night Football where they just get him the football and he goes 80 yards with it? We've seen several of them. He's a monster out there. It's hard to believe that he and Calvin Johnson were at the same school. And Calvin, Georgia Tech, said, you know, I think I did have a little something to do with the fact that Demaryius came there. Said he was much bigger then, though. I thought he was a tight end when I first met him.
A nice block there from Jordan Norwood. Andre Colwell now comes in. Thomas out for the moment. 9.5 to go in the third. Ball handed off to Anderson. Gain of 4 to the 44. Another flag.
Holding, 74 offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
It's their top draft choice. Sam Brolo came out of Colorado. Sam Brilo came out of Colorado State, and he's the guy who's called for it.
Yeah, he tried to make that reach block, and I think, you know, the linemen get so used to being able to get away with holds, especially inside. Every once in a while, they just get caught. Watch him try and reach here. He's just going to sort of hook the arm there. Jason Jones, I think it was.
First and 20. Hillman is the running back. Give it to him on a draw. Gain of a couple. Second down and 18.
You know, Ronnie Hillman's not really one of those guys that if you're going to, you know, go power running and all that sort of stuff, that he's going to have a big day. But Ronnie Hillman in this kind of offense, where you're going to throw it, and then hand off a draw, a screen, flare. He's a 195-pound quick back. The other two are more the 225-pound variety.
Think he's scaring anybody with that mouth guard? Well, here comes Halloween. Second down and 18. Manning, good protection again. And the catch is made at the 49 by Norwood. Every kid in Denver is going to have one of those on October 31st. Well, not every kid, but, you know, a few kids.
Look at that. And if you're wondering, those are the holes that you breathe through right there. I never had one of those. I didn't. That was old school. One of those flopping on my face mask and stuff.
Holly's going to buy one for you. Third and 13. Pressure. And hands in, pass incomplete, busted up. Intended for the tight end Daniels. Josh Bynes, the linebacker, breaks it up.
You know, Josh Bynes has really done a pretty nice job in there. He's been asked to do a lot of different things now, and actually was the signal caller, and that is good coverage right there. Tulloch had taken a turn. Tahir Whitehead was a signal caller. Levy had taken a shot at it, but he sort of settled him down a little bit on defense.
Britton Colquitt putting some backspin on it. Fair catch called for, made 14-yard line by T.J. Jones. So the Lions down by a deuce, get the ball back mid-third.
Let me get this straight. You quit your job, sold all your stuff to get a new car, and now you're just going to drive across the country.
That is the plan.
Wish I'd done that.
Discover the exciting and reliable Optima. Discover the new Kia. Lease the Optima LX for $189 a month or get $2,000 customer cash.
What's the secret to Wendy's barbecue pulled pork sandwich and pulled pork cheese fries? Is it the hickory smoked pulled pork, the crunchy slaw, the brioche bun, or that it's topped with your choice of 3 barbecue sauces? Yes!
The Corona can has arrived.
AT&T and DirecTV are now one, which means you can watch movies while you're on the move, sitcoms while you sit on those, and even Fargo in Fargo. Binge while you lose weight, and enjoy a good cliffhanger while you hang from a why am I yelling? The revolution will not only be televised, the revolution will be mobilized. Introducing the all-in-one plan, only from DirecTV and AT&T.
The new generation of heroes has captivated America. If you missed the premiere, watch it now on the NBC app or on demand. And get ready for an all-new Heroes Reborn, followed by the premiere of The Blacklist this Thursday on NBC.
Chase for the NASCAR playoffs is on NBC-SN, live from Dover next Sunday at 1:30 Eastern Time. 3 Eastern on Saturday, the Xfinity Series on NBC-SN.
That didn't come right off the assembly line.
I don't think so. You're not going to see that at Dover either.
Did you ever have one of those cars that you could actually work on? I open the hood every once in a while. I go, how in the heck could anybody ever work on these things?
I did 50 auto races at ABC. I don't know what a carburetor is. You could pull it off in those days. All right, Detroit has it at the 14-yard line. First down. And they start with a 2-yard gain by Joique Bell.
Well, over the past year, clearly, Chris Harris and Aqib Talib, 2 of the absolute best. Look at this. Over the past year, no touchdowns, just 4. Look at these quarterback ratings, 49, 61. 2 top 7 corners, and they're both on the same team. And you combine that with what they're doing pressure-wise with DeMarcus Ware and Von Miller off the edge. Dynamic pair to deal with on the back end.
Pro Football Focus bringing you the numbers. Second down and 9 from the 15-yard line. And turning around is Golden Tate to make the catch and then turn it into a big gain. Golden Tate, great grab, avoids the tackles. Ebron helps lead the way, and they have a first down in midfield.
That is no surprise right there. Golden Tate last year led the National Football League with most yards after the catch. He was a high school running back. I want to say he had like 23 touchdowns, something like that in high school. And when he gets his hands on the ball, very difficult to bring him down. 99 catches last year, a lot of injuries to Calvin Johnson, and he stepped up and took him to the playoffs.
Gain of 33 from the 48 now. There's Abdullah around the corner. A tough running gain of 7 for the Nebraska rookie.
Here's been the feature matchup tonight. Aqib Talib, Calvin Johnson, and they have been going at it. Talib taking this on without a lot of help. Now occasionally, like Ware running underneath that one, he's had a little bit. But you have to give them a lot of credit. There are only a handful of corners in the NFL that any defensive coordinator has the guts to match up one-on-one against Calvin Johnson, and it's been a good show all night.
Abdullah got 9, makes it second down and 1 from the 43-yard line. And Joique Bell tackled at the line of scrimmage, 3rd and short.
And there's Brandon Marshall. You know, Brandon Marshall and Danny Trevathan each have had, years in which they've led this team in tackles, and they just really have never been on the field together much because of injuries or whatever. But Brandon Marshall, I remember they were saying that John Fox told us he was on the practice squad and playing against the offense every day, and basically his own players came up and said, get him off of here, get him out on the field playing some defense.
That's Tim Wright
54
at the top of the screen. That's a key place for the Patriots a couple years ago, and that's a first down as the pass is caught by Golden Tate. To the 35, there's a penalty marker. It was a 3rd and 1, and the Lions are retreating.
Pass interference. Offense number 85. It's a 10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Eric Ebron, the tight end, pleading his case.
Well, this kind of looks like offensive pass interference. I think Bradley Roby's going to agree. Just knocks him straight over. Now, if all that happens within 1 yard of the line of scrimmage, it's sort of they wave it all off, but that was 2 or 3 yards down the field.
Third down and 11. Stafford, it's knocked away, and then it somehow winds back up in his arms. And DeMarcus Ware is right there to prevent any advance, and the Lions will have to punt.
Hey, that was a good job blocking by Travis Swanson inside, but look at Antonio Smith, the veteran, get up and make that play, and then Stafford came down with it. Probably wishes he hadn't.
Reminds you of Brett Favre's initial completion in the NFL. Threw it to himself. That counts as a completion.
Well, that's probably why he caught it.
Martin's kick. And calling for the fair catch, letting it go, and the Lions are going to pin him deep as it's down by Nevin Lawson at the 6-yard line. Denver by 2.
Nobody ever says, made from the finest press board, or built to last for 3 weeks. But when things aren't made well, you find out sooner or later. If something is important, it shouldn't break, jam, crack, tear, snap, fall apart, act up, or only work in one corner of your house. If it matters, it should just work, right? Verizon built America's best, most reliable network for one reason: because it matters.
When it comes to midsize SUVs, the 2016 Kia Sorento has it all. A more spacious premium interior, available fully active all-wheel drive, and a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. It was also named an IIHS Top Safety Pick, proof that rugged can also be refined and reliable. The 2016 Kia Sorento.
An act of peer pressure.
Get off me, freak!
Leads to a tragic accident.
I just pushed him away. Didn't mean for him to go over the bridge.
But the real tragedy is just beginning.
You're looking to charge him as an adult?
New SVU, Wednesday on NBC.
Sunday Night Football brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By the Kia Sorento, the perfect getaway vehicle. By Clean Crisp Coors Light. And by U.S. Bank. Two top-ranked teams in the state of Michigan met yesterday. Martin Luther King High School beat Cass Tech in overtime. And the kids from Detroit King are on hand for tonight's game. Let it go. Jets, as Denver takes over at the 8. And Manning starts with a flip. Caught by Daniels. And Daniels with some tough running. Just not the yard shy. You know, Chris, John Fox had a lot of success. I mean, how many coaches leave with a 46-18 4-year record, playoffs all 4 years? But John Elway pretty much felt that John was a great turnaround specialist. He said, I wanted to go down kicking and screaming because their last 2 games, the Super Bowl 2 years ago and the playoff game last year, they were out of both of them and never in either game. And I think that really wore on Elway.
Yeah, for John Elway, only one thing matters, and he lost enough Super Bowls, and I know that feeling too, that you win or you just didn't have a good year. That's just the way John Elway is.
That's Anderson picking up a first down, and you know they had a ton of success, but boy, you know, you get blown out in the Super Bowl, you get blown out last year. You take a look at the
that was unbelievable.
Well, yeah, Fox and Harbaugh, who of course is coaching down the block in Ann Arbor and led his team to a romp over Brigham Young yesterday.
Every team I've ever seen Jim Harbaugh coach, after a month, they are one of the most physical teams I've seen.
And Manning is under duress and just goes down, and that's Devin Taylor, who was able to burst through. Gets credit for the sack.
Well, that was, they're going to try and come up with Benny Fowler down the field, and there's Darius Slay with just perfect coverage. And finally somebody else with a sack here, just no match on the outside. I believe that was Owen Daniels trying to make that block, and Devin Taylor got the chance over Philip Hunt tonight, and he delivered.
Second down and 21 from the 11. Deep drop. Manning has time. Manning deep downfield, and that is caught by Emmanuel Sanders at the 34-yard line. How's that for a deep out?
Somewhere in the back of Peyton Manning's mind, he's saying, "You happy now?" That is a 20-yard deep comeback out route that he threw on the exact spot. And did that thing move at all? Here we go. The challenge is out. There the ball bobbled, and I think they're going to call that incomplete.
So Sanders juggling it. Appeared to get down inbounds, but of course you got to maintain control all the way through.
Detroit has challenged the ruling on the field of completing catch at the sideline.
So once again, under the hood goes Jeff Triplett.
Hey, what are you doing? I got 17 months until I can upgrade to the new iPhone 6S. I'm building a time machine so I don't have to wait.
Oh, with Sprint, I never have to wait. I get to upgrade to the newest iPhone right away, whenever it comes out.
Seriously?
Seriously.
I've got to switch to Sprint.
What's that?
My lunch. It's just leftovers from tomorrow night.
Our best deal ever. $15 a month includes an iPhone 6S and a new iPhone every year forever. And will pay off every dime of your old phone or contract so you can switch.
Good morning, shoppers. Free samples in aisle 5.
That's a first-rate queso dip. Haven't been this lost in years.
Recalculating shortest route.
Do I really look like this?
And put it on top.
Never seen this one before.
Chicken parm, you taste so good.
I like it.
The sleeper pick, the guy only you believe in. In 1 week fantasy football on DraftKings, he can be the difference. So trust your gut. Trust your numbers. Trust your Uncle Vito if you want. But know this, that sleeper is out there. The question is, who's gonna play him? This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time.
Play 1 week fantasy football at DraftKings.com this Sunday. Play free with promo code ROTATE.
Connor Bradshaw was in an endless run.
You catch those games yesterday? Had to work. Watched it on NFL Game Pass.
But then he found football.
Oh, yeah.
All 256 regular season games on demand the next day.
Ruling on the field, completed pass. We think it's going to get overturned, and in fact it is, because the teams are now moving back. So there goes that pass.
After a review, the ruling on the field is changed. The receiver bobbled the ball as he was on the ground, sliding out of bounds. The ball came loose. It was an incomplete pass. It will be 3rd down.
And the other thing that he didn't say, well, look at it again. That's 2 challenges won by Detroit. It's going to be 3rd and 21. If you win 2 challenges, you get a 3rd. I think Triplett's trying to tell the crowd that right now, but they don't care. They're just happy to see Denver backing up.
Yeah, we'd like to welcome the crowd to the football game tonight.
Right.
It's the first time we've heard them in full throat. They understand full well the significance of that call to make this 3rd down and a chance for great field position for the Lions.
So Jim Caldwell, 2nd year here. Of course, he coached Peyton Manning as a head coach and an assistant coach for many seasons under Tony Dungy at Indy. And then Manning is going to get the pass away to Jordan Norwood, and he gets ripped from behind to the 29-yard line, but they get him well out of the shadow of the goalpost and giving the punter Colquitt a lot of extra room here.
That looked like a Matthew Stafford pass there. Just dead sidearm across his body, and I'll tell you, Jordan Norwood came close. At least got him out of the hole.
Came within 4 yards of it. And Colquitt now with the line of scrimmage up at the 27-yard line. T.J. Jones back to receive for Detroit. It's a line drive and low kick, and a bounce, and take a real good Denver hop. So not a very artistic punt, but a very productive one nonetheless. 150 yards. Blind spot, Monday's #1 new drama, and critics give it 5 stars. Don't miss the show everyone is talking about. Blind spot tomorrow right here on NBC.
That was a big show. I tell you, people are excited about that one. Yeah.
Minute to go in the 3rd quarter. Start this drive with a flag. And it's Bell coming around the outside. Brandon Marshall is there. A false start here. It's going to be penalty number 7 on Detroit. Denver also has 7.
Interesting call here. Going to decline it.
Illegal formation. Offense. Number 85 covered up. Number 77. The penalty's declined. It'll be 2nd down.
Right, they'll take the play, which was no gain. Well, there you go with Manning, who was drafted first in '98. Caldwell came with Dungy when Tony went from Tampa to Indianapolis, and then when Tony retired after the '08 campaign, Caldwell took over as the head coach. And Jim Caldwell, you recall, is a rookie head coach, won his first 14 games. Wound up 14-2, and they went to the Super Bowl where they lost to the Saints. And that's caught now by Ebron. And Ebron gets taken down at the 26. Of course, Mutual Admiration Society with Caldwell and Peyton Manning. Very collegial before the game tonight.
Yeah, I asked Jim Caldwell, is it still weird coaching against them? And of course, with the Ravens, they played quite a few games together. He said, but it is strange, a guy that you've cheered for and tried to help your whole life, all of a sudden you're scheming ways to knock him around, try and make him look as bad as you possibly can.
End of the 3rd. It's a 2-point game in Sunday Night Football from Detroit. Back after this.
A trauma. She made her choice. Sent her down a dark path. Now another.
An officer has been abducted.
Send a lone female. Will bring her back.
I'll do it.
Chicago PD premiere Wednesday on NBC.
The sleeper pick, the guy only you believe in. In 1 week fantasy football on DraftKings, he can be the difference. So trust your gut. Trust your numbers. Trust your Uncle Vito if you want. But know this, that sleeper is out there. The question is, who's gonna play him? This is DraftKings. Welcome to the big time.
Play 1 week fantasy football at DraftKings.com this Sunday. Play free with promo code READOPTION.
When you play the MGM Grand Las Vegas Scratcher, you can make life grand with instant cash prizes or a trip to the MGM Grand Las Vegas, the entertainment authority. Trip winners will have an exclusive chance to win $1 million. Play today and make life grand.
Scratching the table, sweetheart. It's okay. We can buy another one.
This is the game we like to call Follow the Leader. With best fuel economy, best towing, best torque, best payload, and with more people driving Ram trucks than ever before, we've built quite the following. Get a great deal on the best trucks during Ram Truck Month. Lessees of Ford, Chevy, or GMC light-duty pickups get $10,200 in total values on Ram 1500 Outdoorsman Crew Cab in stock the longest.
For Jefferson and surrounding counties, the choice is clear.
Wave 3 News.
Tonight provided by Geico. Yep, that's the old Silver Dome. The roof is gone. What you want? The house that Chris Collinsworth destroyed.
I did destroy that
As a rookie, he played with the Cincinnati Bengals in there. That's where Bill Walsh won his first Super Bowl. And that's what it looks like today.
Some guy named Joe Montana went crazy.
It's like the Roman Coliseum in Pontiac. Meanwhile, 3rd and 6, big play, and they do convert to start the fourth quarter on a pass to Calvin Johnson, tackled by Talib.
Just the strength of Calvin Johnson here. Aqib Talib is a big guy himself, but Calvin Johnson has a way of just running through people and getting some separation. That was a big play there. That has been a lot of fun to watch tonight. The hottest corner going against Calvin Johnson, one of the all-time great receivers. They have been putting on a show.
Johnson 7 grabs tonight. 72 yards, the longest of which went for 25. Stafford deep drop, steps away down the sideline. There's contact, and there are no flags intended there for Ebron. T.J. Ward, strong safety, covering.
Ebron makes a nice play, and so did Matthew Stafford. He underthrew this one, and he just didn't catch the football. He had more problems with drops last year than this, but I thought that was one he should have made. Yep. I'll tell you, they're doing a decent job, though, on the outside. I think that's Ladrian Waddle now playing out there at tackle. Von Miller hasn't shown up much so far.
What's the kill? What's the kill?
Haven't called his name since early in the game. 2nd and 10. Now he comes around the corner, but Stafford unleashes it, and that's incomplete. The crowd, of course, wants a flag on every play. So does Stafford. Roby was the defender. It'll be 3rd down and 10.
Definitely a lot of contact going down the field. Sometimes the receiver has to initiate a little bit to draw the flag. Just didn't quite fight back through the ball maybe enough in the eyes of the officials.
Lance Moore, the intended receiver. Now it's 3rd down and 10.
Now's when you have to really pay attention to these pass rushers. They're going to spread it out. You better throw it fast, Matthew Stafford.
Play clock at 2. 4-man rush. Stafford throws, and that's broken up. Intended for Johnson, and Talib wins that battle. So 3 incomplete passes. Miller put the heat on Stafford that time. 4th down.
Well, here comes Miller off the edge, and that was about as good as he could do. But this is interesting because this is where Aqib Talib knew in that spread formation that Stafford was going to have to throw it quick, and he sat on that route. You could see he thought he had an interception on that one. He knew because of the formation there was no way for him to throw that ball deep down the field.
Breaks it up, and here's Martin's kick. fielded at the 18 by Emmanuel Sanders. And he's taken down at the 24-yard line by Travis Lewis. 2-point game, Denver ball.
If there's one thing the human foot has always been good at, it's unleashing great power. The IS Performance line just got a power boost. Introducing the Lexus IS 200 Turbo and IS 300 all-wheel drive V6. The IS line has never been more powerful. Once driven, there's no going back.
When asked for his barbecue secrets, this pitmaster would only go so far.
Hickory.
Which was just enough to inspire our hickory smoked pulled pork sandwich and pulled pork cheese fries. Wendy's, a barbecue tradition since 2015.
When StubHub tells Alan there are 2 tickets in his favorite section at his set price, Alan says,
Booyah!
We are going! Let's do this! Yeah! Gonna get a what? Let's get fired up! Let's get fired up!
Hey, you can't have your fan out in here.
Playoffs.
Blue skies smiling at me. Nothing but blue skies do I see.
Sunday Night Football brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. By StubHub, let your fan out. By Lexus and their pursuit of perfection. And by Wendy's. That's Joique Bell, who grew up in Michigan, local elementary school on Friday. 200 students participating in a blue out. Joique Bell.
I know we all tend to focus when players make mistakes in this league, but there are a lot of good guys in this league too.
And one of them takes the snap right here. You know that. Ronnie Hillman is around the corner up to the 29-yard line.
Demaryius came up holding his elbow. It almost looked like their wrist.
Favoring it. Shoulder. Left tackle.
Well, you certainly got to keep an eye on that now because, you know, those offensive linemen, they've got to extend their arms and pass protection, and we'll watch.
2nd down and 5. And Manning thinks it'll be encroachment. Alote Nata came across the line. Gives Sambrailo an extra few seconds to help recover from whatever it is that ails him. Now we have another conference here as to who's guilty. And you can tell by that reaction.
False start. Offense, number 61. The 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
It's Matt Paradis, the center.
Let's see what he does here. They're going to do the tap. You got me on that one.
Oh, yeah.
You got me. Didn't see it.
8 penalties against the Broncos. 14 total in the game accepted. 2nd and 10. Manning stepping up to avoid the heat. Caught 30-yard line. Emmanuel Sanders gets bent back. Tulloch makes the tackle. That's going to make it 3rd down and 4 for Denver.
Now they're sort of tearing up the middle of the field here for the last quarter or so. And this is when, you know, Peyton Manning intentionally completed that short one to set up this 3rd and 5. And I'll tell you, we're getting down to that point in the game now where it's going to be decided by some of these 3rd and 5s.
Denver 3 out of 9 on 3rd down. Hillman is the back. Play clock at 3. And Manning's going to take a timeout. Play is too important here. They're messed up.
Timeout. Denver, they're first.
In terms of setting up. Well, each team was trying to establish a rushing game, and neither has been able to do it. Denver yards per carry 2.8 against Baltimore week 1, 2.8 last Thursday against KC, 2.4 tonight.
Yeah, and they had a big dinner the other night on offense to talk about it, and Demaryius Thomas stood up and he said, Peyton Manning, do you know that you're the quarterback of the 32nd ranked offense in the National Football League? And Peyton didn't believe it. He said, no way. And so, goes to Google on his phone or whatever and looks up, and sure enough, and they all started laughing at him, but no laughing matter right now. They need a little of that offense.
And then he said we're 2-0. 3rd and 4 after the timeout. Manning dumps it off in the flat, juggled, caught, and trying to get the first down now is Ronnie Hillman. Where is he out of bounds? Appears to be a little short of the first. Josh Bynes knocked him out of bounds.
That little bobble may have cost him the first down. He had to just spend a minute to catch it. Good hustle by Bynes getting over there. That was a tough mark, but one that went very favorably for the Lions. Boy, Bynes had a long way to go to run him down across that formation.
So at the 33, 4th and 1, Colquitt averaging 41 yards per boot tonight. This will be his 5th punt. T.J. Jones have to receive it. From the 18, Jones has room. T.J. Jones is going to get tackled up at the 45-yard line. So good run back. Virgil Green makes the stop there. And with 11.5 to go in regulation, Detroit has the ball down by 2.
Hi, I'm Peyton Manning, and I have DirecTV. And I'm Skinny Legs Peyton Manning, and I have cable. Only NFL Sunday Ticket, exclusively on DirecTV, lets you choose which game to watch on Sunday. Perfect for hosting. With cable, you're stuck with whatever game's on. And there go my socks. This is what Sundays are all about. This box won't flatten. Don't be like this, me. Get NFL Sunday Ticket, only on DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
When you wake in the morning, I will kiss your eyes and say it's you.
I'll see you at home.
I've loved all these years.
The Egg McMuffin, made with a fresh cracked egg and real butter. Only at McDonald's. I'm loving it.
Go fit, flip fit, roll fit, hit fit, split fit, hub fit, glow fit, street fit, love fit. It's all fit.
Limits are there to be shattered. Barriers are meant to be broken. Lines are drawn to be crossed. Introducing the first ever 467 horsepower RCF coupe from Lexus. Once driven, there's no going back.
You're crazy.
You have no idea.
Good luck. You're gonna need it.
Don't miss any regular season NFL game on NFL Game Pass. You can listen live to game day audio or replay the games on demand. NFL.com/Game Pass is your entry point. Okay, 11.5 to go. 2-point Denver lead. Detroit with the ball at the 45 after a good return of 28 yards by T.J. Jones. A quick throw over the middle. And that's caught. It's a gain of 6 to the 49. Golden Tate.
You know, Jim Caldwell's been around some Super Bowl winning quarterbacks over the years, and he feels like the Matthew Stafford now is right in his prime. He's seen Peyton Manning at about year 5, Joe Flacco about year 5, even Brad Johnson. And this is the moment, honestly, where Matthew Stafford is supposed to step up and beat Peyton Manning, a 39-year-old quarterback. This is, you're at home, you're supposed to win this game right now. He is right in the sweet spot of his career.
Johnson is main man, and Johnson gets tackled, but he picks up the first down. Talib makes the stop. First down.
I tell you, though, I've been impressed with Stafford tonight in the fact that he knew he was going to be under siege. He knew he was going to have to get the football out of his hand. And in many ways, the quarterback has to protect the offensive line. You think about it the other way, but he couldn't sit back there and hold the ball with these monsters coming after him.
And he has to do it without a running game. They can't get anything going on the ground tonight. 16 rushes, 25 yards. That's a yard and a half per rush. Stafford under pressure, loses the ball, has it stripped. Shaquille Barrett is the guy who is able to get it, extract it, and Denver is going to come up with a recovery. Now, Stafford's going to say he was down. Of course, the Broncos are already running off the field. Stafford's going to say
he was throwing it.
He was throwing it, and it should be incomplete. So they'll sort this one out. Ruled as a turnover. They'll look at it again. Mark coming forward. We'll see.
130 yards now. Bill's got a very tough lie here. Looks like we have some sort of sea monster in the water hazard here. I believe that's a kraken, Bruce. It looks like he's going to go with the 9-iron. That may not be enough club. Well, he's definitely going to lose a stroke on this hole.
If you're a golf commentator, you whisper. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
This golf course is electric.
I believe that a person who has the right heart and the right mind, that burns with a single purpose, that person can do anything.
Commence battle. Enemy detected.
The Avengers need your help.
Claymation Marvel's Avengers. Available this October. Starter pack comes as shown. Other products each sold separately. Batteries not included.
We're looking for something a little less.
Maybe a little less expensive?
Absolutely. Please.
We'll check out Yelp. We did a great body shop. My wife just hit a deer.
He just froze.
It's cool. We know just the place.
I guess I need golf lessons?
Yes, you do.
That looks rad.
Whatever you need, whenever you need it. Check Yelp first. We know just the place.
Sunday Night Football, your ticket to a primetime showdown in the Big Easy. The Saints have their sights set on taking down Dallas, but the Cowboys are looking to silence the Saints faithful in the Rocket Superdome. Sunday night is football night, only on NBC.
They're looking at this thing. This is where you're really splitting hairs on this thing. There's no such thing as the old tuck rule. But what happens here is that they contend that Stafford was bringing his arm back or his hand back toward his body. Thus, it is a fumble. Instead of the arm going forward, where it could have been ruled as a forward pass. Crowd, of course, hates it. Denver takes over on the turnover, has the ball at the 49-yard line.
Andy Dalton had to play very close to that a week ago, and it was ruled incomplete.
Manning throws, and that's a first down, and that's Benny Fowler, who's had himself a very nice night. First-year wide receiver out of Michigan State.
Okay, is this ball coming down towards his body, or is he attempting to throw it? He's hit as it's going back, but he doesn't lose control until it's coming forward. There's a lot of subjectivity if you're saying he was bringing that back down to his body and not trying to throw it. I cannot wait to hear the explanation of why that's different than the Andy Dalton play.
Yeah, and that's why they ruled it a fumble. You tell me. The ball is at the 36-yard line. Anderson to the 33-yard line. So each team now with 2 turnovers tonight.
Boy, there have been a lot of challenges in this game, hasn't there? I mean, it seems like every play is just examined down frame by frame as we go through this. And sometimes seasons and sometimes jobs are decided by those frames.
Very much a part of today's NFL. It's been a long time since I saw a coach win both challenges and get a third. Caldwell is in that position right now. He's got one more in his pocket if he needs it. Second down and 8. throws, and Thomas makes the catch, and it's going to be for a loss. Rasheed Mathis, longtime Jacksonville Jaguar, makes the tackle.
Rasheed Mathis, interesting guy, had 31 interceptions in pros, had 31 interceptions in college, and where's number 31? What would Vin Scully say about that? 31s are wild.
Pull up a chair. 3rd down and 9. Snap it at 1 on the play clock. Peyton dancing, feeling the pressure, drop. Thomas again with a drop here. That's ahead of ball. Covering on the play. It's going to make it 4th down. And you would be looking at a 53-yard field goal, which certainly is within McManus's range. However, the downside is if he misses it, Detroit's going to get the ball down by 2 points at their own 43-yard line.
Boy, what a great stand, though, by Terrell Austin's bunch on that one to get that turnover and then to hold them to a long field goal about as good as you could ask.
Colquitt to hold it. McManus with that big leg. You got a flag, and that kick is going to be no good. Let's see about the call. It's a 4th down and 9.
And it was one of the back judges that made the call. So I don't think it's anybody offsides, anything like that.
Too many men on the field?
Possibly.
From the flag. And you can tell by Detroit's reaction, I think it's against them. If it is, and it's a 5-yard penalty, it would be 4th down and 4, assuming it's a 5-yarder. Here's Triple.
Illegal formation defense. There were 7 men on the one side of the ball. And it's a 5-yard penalty. It'll still be 4th down.
You got to go 6 and 5.
Here's the problem. They've made rules now so you can't overload one side. Here's the official, and he's saying you can't do that one. And that is a huge mistake. So now you get a reload.
Yep. Too many men on one side. Joe Marciano is the special teams coach. What? So now you've got a 48-yard attempt. McManus gets a mulligan.
That's expensive.
Yeah, winds up with a par. All right, so a 48-yarder is good to make it 17-12 with 7:50 to go.
Tick tock. What was that?
Welcome to Neverland!
October 9th, rated PG.
Introducing our 2015 NFL lineup. Get your favorite team's Bud Light can for game day.
Wednesday Night Rivalry returns with NHL Face-Off October 7th on NBCSN.
Been an odd game, playing it in fits and starts, and Denver has a 5-point lead with 7:50 remaining in regulation.
That was big.
Huge. instead of Detroit getting the ball at the 45 down by 2. Most likely they'll start from the 20 down by 5, and that's where this drive will begin for Matthew Stafford. So as Triplett said, you can't have 7 guys on one side. Here comes Slay, and we'll go back and take a look at who's who here.
So here he is coming, walking in here on the edge.
And there's the special teams coach Marciano going, what are you doing?
And I think he's saying, Slay, you can't do that. You know, you try and come down there, you try and bluff, you try and make a play, and there are more special team rules than anything.
That pass is caught by Theo Riddick. That's a gain of 7. 2nd down and 3. Brandon Marshall made the stop.
Yeah, we've seen them have success throughout the course of this game with that move by isolating those running backs on the inside linebackers, and they just keep flip-flopping those 2 backs, Theo Riddick and Ameer Abdullah, and they're both having success.
Here is Abdullah as the running back. Give it to him. They just can't get anything going on the ground. Darian Stewart comes up to make the tackle. Now you got a big 3rd down and 1 coming up. 17 rushes, 27 ground yards for the Lions.
That was an interesting defensive call there. They flip-flopped their safeties. So they're going to bring down and here based on something with the formation, and it ends up Darian Stewart, the safety that came down, made that play.
Bell seeking the 1st down. Very, very close. The nose of the ball's on the 30. He has it, and he does. 1st down.
I can't remember a game where it's been more like inches and frames and milliseconds of time that have decided this game. Von Miller came down and squeezed that one hard, and looked like, was that Brandon Marshall just sort of slipped or whatever when he saw Laken Tomlinson.
Clock going down to 6 minutes remaining. And there's movement on the right side of the Lions line. That was Waddle. Trying to contend that.
False start. Number 66, offense. 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
Contending it's not his fault, but it was. So it's 1st down and 15.
Those guys, they want every advantage they can, and the great tackles, you can see generally they move first. When you're at home, you obviously have the advantage. You can actually hear the snap count, and when you're going against Von Miller, sometimes you have to anticipate it, and got caught that time.
And Stafford under pressure again, and it goes right through the hands of Abdullah. 2nd and 15 for Detroit.
Now they were trying that same play again, that little arrow route back inside. He just got lost. He couldn't find it behind his own guys. I think that was Manny Ramirez right in front of him.
Well, you saw Joe Lombardi calling in the play, and there's Wade Phillips signaling to the defense. Second and 15. Ware and Miller ready to put the heat on from the outside. Stafford steps up, throws, caught on the run, and into Denver territory goes Ebron. Big 1st down with 5:20 remaining, 29 yards.
David Bruton in coverage right here. This is just perfectly thrown by Matthew Stafford, and way to hang in there. He was under pressure. I think it was Von Miller right in his face. He thought he was going to take a shot. That's the kind of big-time play you need out of Eric Ebron.
At the Denver 46-yard line. On the ground again. Nothing. Joique Bell, gain of 1. 2nd and 9.
You know, it's sort of that catch-22. They know that they have opportunities with Calvin Johnson being in a lot of one-on-one situations. But the other thing that Joe Lombardi was talking about is I can't let them force me completely out of the run. I know I have to stay with it. but it just has not done much of anything here tonight.
5-0. Yard and a half per carry. 2nd down and 9. Pressure. Screen set up, but busted up by the Broncos over the middle. Brandon Marshall makes the tackle. Joique Bell with the reception. 3rd down and long. Back at the 48-yard line. 3rd and 12, and the next snap is under the 4-minute mark.
Let's see if they help on the outside guys, and then it really becomes whether or not these inside pressure guys, Malik Jackson, haven't heard him much tonight. And he is a good pass rusher inside.
4-man rush. Stafford fires, tipped, and intercepted. Bruton makes the interception, and Denver has a huge turnover. So Bruton beaten over the middle by the tight end Ebron on that 29-yarder, atones with the pick.
There he is. Watch David Bruton just play in the eyes of the quarterback Matthew Stafford. Look at that. That's the difference between having a safety in there and a linebacker in there. Linebackers don't make that play. A safety, absolutely. And that is the 2nd time David Bruton's made a huge play on the game-winning interception by Darian Stewart in the opener. It was Bruton who tipped the ball away.
And a forced fumble last week in the game against Kansas City. Big play, Bruton. C.J. Anderson is the running back. Now they can begin to play a little clock ball to make sure he stayed in bounds. Diggs makes the tackle. Detroit has all of its timeouts.
I don't think Matthew Stafford can believe it.
They take one here, do the Lions.
Watch the middle linebacker come all the way across there and make that play. And that was Calvin Johnson running up the seam. And I think Matthew Stafford, when he threw that one, was thinking Calvin Johnson might score. What a play. Wow, that's, yeah. Bill Kohler over there, about as emotional a guy as there is in this league. What a play.
Lions turning it over 3 times tonight. 5 turnovers in the game. A ton of challenges. Plenty of penalties. And it's a 5-point game. 2nd down and 8 for Denver at the 49.
Betsy Hedebo showing blitz off the edge down here.
Manning going deep. Jump ball. And somehow Sanders comes away with it. Over Darius Slay. Boy, Slay having a night to forget.
Oh my gosh, what a play. Emmanuel Sanders, not that big a guy, just went up and ripped it away. That is we're seeing some football plays right now. I think Slay had the front half of the ball, and it was Sanders with the back half, and he pulled it right out. Look, both of them really have the ball right there, and Sanders just pulls it out of his hands. Huge.
All Slay can do is shake his head in frustration. He was beaten on that pass to Thomas at the end of the first half. Responsible for the field goal snafu. Played it well, but just gets beaten on the play, and now Denver takes a timeout.
Didn't you love the story that Emmanuel Sanders told us last night, that when he was a kid growing up, if your last name was Sanders, he was cheering for you. So Deion Sanders, that was his favorite player. And, of course, Barry Sanders around here. And those two guys would have been plenty proud of that one. He said, well, if those two guys named Sanders can play in the NFL, why can't I?
Lions honored the late Charlie Sanders at halftime tonight in a ceremony. There's his name on the Ring of Honor. His favorite golfer was Doug Sanders, nominally. Just joking.
Don't get into chicken and all. I know where you're going with this.
I'm going nowhere. That's where I'm going. So it's 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. Detroit can stop the clock twice plus the 2-minute warning. From the pistol, Anderson to the 13-yard line.
Well, it didn't cure the running game, by any means for the Broncos tonight, but this pistol formation sure has made Peyton Manning look more comfortable to me.
Little action for those of you who have joined us a little late. Also the game, Manning's numbers, by far the best outing for him this season. Stafford has had his moments. He had that pass to Thomas at the end of the first half on a 4th and 1. And then the Bruton interception, gigantic here. And Denver's trying to make it a 2-possession lead. Detroit can hold them to a field goal. It's an 8-point game, 1-possession game, and they'd have a ton of time. But first things first, they're down to 1 timeout. Clock will stop at the 2-minute warning. It's 2nd down and 8. Anderson again, and he'll go forward to the 12-yard line, and now Detroit will take its final timeout. So we are wrapping up week 3 here. Next week we go to New Orleans, where the Dallas Cowboys with a big lead today, and watch that go away against Atlanta, taking on the Saints. Football night starts at 7 Eastern time, and we go to the Dome there. Atlanta 3-0 under Dan Quinn. What a start. 39-28. And the Carolina Panthers off to a great start as well against the Saints. McCown played today. Breeze inactive today. See about next week. McCown, though, 310 yards in a losing effort. But it's Dallas and New Orleans next week on Sunday Night Football.
And Matthew Stafford wants one more chance. Every time they put Demaryius Thomas in there in the slot, they tried to get him the ball.
Third and 6. Pressure, throwing, caught in the end zone by Daniels. Owen Daniels for the touchdown. So Daniels has had a few drops tonight, and he finally collects one and does it in the end zone to make it a 2-possession lead.
It's one of those things that'll never show up on the stat page, what Peyton Manning just did right there. He knew exactly where the pressure was going to come from. He redirected his offensive line. He moves to the right, hits the winning touchdown pass over the edge. He knew better than the Detroit Lions did what they were going to do on that play.
And McManus now for the extra point. So with 2:28 left and only the 2-minute warning to stop the clock for Detroit, it's 24-12.
Peyton is going to redirect his offensive line. He's going to tell them all to go that way. He's going to leave that guy unblocked. He's going to come. So what is Peyton going to do? He's going to move that way and hit the route right down here in the corner. Understood exactly what was coming for him. Just moved away from it and hit the winning touchdown pass. I don't know how you put that in statistics. You don't. But that's why Peyton Manning wins so many games.
Owen Daniels, of course, coaches love to bring guys who know their systems. And with Kubiak as the head coach in Houston, Daniels spent so many years there. Daniels was in Baltimore last year, so he just keeps following Kubiak around the country. Adapting and adjusting, and that's what you do in the National Football League, and that's what the Broncos have done over this 3-week period.
But look out. I mean, they're 3-0 with 2 wins over tough teams on the road, and they're starting to feel it a little bit. They've started to figure something out here on offense.
And they go home next week to face Minnesota. And then there are 2 road games after that at Oakland. And how about the Raiders all of a sudden 2-1? And then they're at Cleveland are the Broncos. You look at the remaining schedule, they're going to have played half their road games in the first 6 games. So they're going to have, going down the stretch, It's going to be 6 home and 4 on the road, including 2 home games against Green Bay and New England on a pair of Sunday nights in November, which will be on Sunday Night Football. Dump off underneath. Riddick gets taken down. And 2nd down and 9. And caught on the run over the middle out to the 43-yard line. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Catch is made there by Ebron. 2 minutes remaining at Ford Field. Denver 24, Detroit 12.
Alaska, finally, the search for brown bears begins. Denali Highway, low on gas, pit stop, fill up, double points. Yep, that's cold, tired. Day 2, coffee, eggs, double points. Beautiful, majestic, nothing. Where are you, bear? Warm, warmer, warmer? Yes.
Wherever the journey takes you, carry American Express Gold. It's more than a card, it's the gear that gets it done.
I'm a fan of fan conventions.
I'm a fan of releasing tension.
I'm a fan of this plateau.
I'm a fan of things that go.
I'm a fan of things that shred.
And when it comes to sandwiches,
I'm a fan of ciabatta bread. I'm a fan of DQ.
I'm a fan of DQ bakes.
3 new artisan-style sandwiches, like the chicken bacon ranch on ciabatta, chicken mozzarella on focaccia, and the turkey BLT served hot out of our new ovens only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
Focaccia.
We have broken the sound barrier and pioneered new paths to space. But where is that new frontier? What barriers will we break next? Every day, we are given the opportunity to sign our name to history. Just close your eyes and look inside. You are that new frontier. I'm General Mark Welch. These are my heroes, and we are American Airmen.
The new generation of heroes has captivated America. If you missed the premiere, watch it now on the NBC app or on demand. And get ready for an all-new Heroes Reborn, followed by the premiere of The Blacklist this Thursday on NBC.
Volkswagen postgame report coming up. Michelle on the field with the stars of the game. Bob, Tony, and Mike breaking it down, getting you caught up on NFL news. And I'm sure Mike will be talking about Ben Roethlisberger. And then a peek ahead at Cowboys Saints next Sunday night.
Well, I think there is some news on Roethlisberger, right?
We're going to hear from Mike Foley at the end of the game as Theo Riddick takes the ball across the 50 to the 48-yard line. Detroit has to hustle up. 2nd and 1.
30.
It's caught over the middle. Tate fighting, dragged down 36, 1st down. Clock keeps running with a minute and a half.
That was interesting. You could hear guys yelling down, 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 and they were telling Tate to get on the ground. Don't let him rip that ball out. It was his own guy saying it.
It's a little dump over the middle. It's incomplete. 2nd down.
Well, if you want a little good news here for the Detroit Lions, I do think LeAdrian Waddle coming in the game has done a pretty good, nice job out there at right tackle, and that's been the big question. But no questions about that guy anymore. I think he'll have a quieter week this week.
He's dissecting a laboratory frog instead of a rat this week, huh? 2nd down and 10.
I can't believe you did that in the open.
Well, I had to. Can't pass up a free rat, can you? Stafford. It's caught at the 31-yard line by Theo Riddick.
Don't leave me anything that open-ended. I'm getting kicked out of here.
How many times did you hear it all week long? All week long. Peyton Manning. Oh, bad arm, whatever. And it's going to be a 1st down. Getting out of bounds is Theo Riddick. So the Lions, you know, they've got that trip to Seattle next week. Right off the bat, toughest place to win in the league. Then Arizona comes in, and Cardinals are red hot. They get Chicago in here. They get Minnesota in here too. So the Lions played 3 out of their first 4 on the road. Then they get 3 at home. That game at Kansas City is really in London.
We're reviewing the previous play.
All right.
Yeah, I think
Barbecue trophies. Best cracked pepper sauce. Most ribs eaten while calf roping.
Yep. Greatness deserves recognition. You got any trophies, cowboy?
Yeah, well, there's this one.
Best insurance mobile app.
Yeah, 2 years in a row.
Well, Alvin, does that thing just follow you around?
Like a little puppy.
The award-winning Geico app. Download it today.
What's it like to be the boss of you? Pretty great. How about a 10% raise? How about 20? How about done? That's the kind of control I like. And that's what they give me at National Car Rental. I can choose any car in the aisle I want without having to ask anyone. Who better to be the boss of you than me? I mean, you. Us. Go National. Go like a pro.
Hi, I'm Tony Romo, and I have DirecTV. And I'm arts and craftsy Tony Romo, and I have cable. Only DirecTV's NFL Sunday Ticket lets you watch every single game live from start to finish. With cable, you don't get every game, so I channel my frustrations using paper mache. I can pick out any game I want to watch from the 8-game mix. I mixed a cupcake and a brownie. I'm calling it a crownie. Don't be like this, me. Get NFL Sunday Ticket, only on DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV.
Jeff Triplett once again to the mic.
Review, the ruling on the field is changed. The runner stuck the ball out at the 25.5-yard line when he went out of bounds. The result is a first down, Detroit.
And at the 20, there we go.
25 and an eighth.
Yep.
So 54 seconds, first down. Of course, Detroit needs 2 touchdowns. We're not in that position where it's an 11-point game and you can kick a field goal and then an onside kick and all that. We're getting into the end zone twice. And that took 4 seconds off the clock on the pass to Lance Moore.
You know what we have not seen out of the Lions, I don't think once this year. You remember how Matthew Stafford back in the day used to sort of scramble around a little bit, and Calvin Johnson good, and they just throw it. An old playground thing and just let him jump up over the top of everybody and make a play. Just haven't seen any of those, at least that I can remember this year.
I need it. Joe Lombardi calls the plays. And why not have another penalty?
False start. Offense, number 66. The defensive player moved but did not get in the neutral zone. It's a 5-yard penalty, still second down.
That's the 17th penalty of the game combined. Coming into week 3, 15.8 penalties were being called the first 2 weeks. The highest average through 2 weeks of any season since the 1970 merger. So if you think you're seeing more flags, you are. Second down and 10.
There he goes.
That's Von Miller.
Finally happened.
They had 2 early sacks tonight, and now Miller picks up 1, and that's 4 for them.
Well, there goes Von Miller running underneath the table
contact.
again.
Defense, number 30. The 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Just got enough of his foot.
So that's negated. He does not get that sack. Bruton is the guy who gets penalized, but of course he's been the hero in the 4th quarter tonight. Put 1 more second back on the clock. Well, we're parsing the hell out of this one, aren't we?
Need some Jeopardy music at this point.
Second down and 10.
You know, you've got to score twice, so at some point you got to sort of throw one in the end zone here, don't you?
Not sorta.
Even Peyton Manning's going, what is going on out here?
Second and 10. Fling it to the outside. Taking tiny little bites here. Then Riddick is out of bounds. 3rd and 5.
I have no commentary.
We're done.
I don't know.
It's an old phrase in the business called emptying the saddlebags.
I just want them to go for a touchdown here.
Yeah. Still underneath, and that's incomplete. Dribs and drabs. 4th down.
Completion percentage will look good.
Yeah, it's one of those games. I mean, you see games where statistics look really good, and then you got to look underneath the numbers, obviously. 31 out of 44 looks like a good night. 281. You know better. 4th and 5. And finally to the end zone, and that is incomplete. There's no flag. There's nothing. Half a minute. Whatever remains of this crowd. I want to say it's a cascade of boos, but there aren't enough people left in Ford Field right now for a cascade. More like a light shower.
Yeah, sprinkle. That was a sprinkle.
A sprinkle, right.
Well, it was a huge loss for Detroit and a huge win for the Denver Broncos. And Aqib Talib, let's give him a little credit. Boy, you can't ask for a much tougher assignment than he had tonight. He didn't win them all, but he won enough.
Well, he held Johnson. You hold Johnson to 77 on 8 catches. Bruton with a big play. Turnovers were big in the game. 3 takeaways for the Broncos. The Broncos go home. The Broncos go to 3-0. The Broncos will be favored against Minnesota to make it 4-0. And all is well in the Rockies.
There are a lot of people in this game playing for Detroit that still wanted to shake Peyton Manning's hand because they know it's not that many more opportunities coming around.
24-12 the final. Volkswagen post-game report coming up.
Wednesday on A New Mysteries of Laura.
That's him!
An autopsy shocker.
Someone wanted this to look like a suicide.
Then on SVU.
Get off me, you freak!
An act of peer pressure leads to an even bigger tragedy.
You're looking to charge him as an adult?
Then it's the premiere of Chicago PD. She hits rock bottom when her team needs her most.
An officer has been abducted.
Send a lone female.
I'll do it.
All new Wednesday on NBC and get the app.
The clock is ticking on Toyota's last chance clearance event. Don't miss the biggest cash savings and the lowest leases of the year. For all clearance offers, go to buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Speak. Listen. Cook. Get a haircut. Run. Walk. Get happy. Get mad.
There are many powerful ways to fight cancer. What will yours be?
Fifth Third Bank will give $150 to Stand Up to Cancer and $150 to you when you open an essential checking account with qualifying activities. Fifth Third Bank, the curious bank.
This is the Ford F-150, and this changes everything.
Now get an F-150 with 0% financing for 72 months, or get up to $7,050 in total savings.
You work hard for your money. Shouldn't you have a checking account that makes your life easier?
Introducing Easy Checking from Republic Bank. No minimum balance, no monthly fee, free bill pay, free mobile and online banking, even free mobile deposit and a free purchase rewards program. The Easy Checking account from Republic. The no minimum balance, no monthly fee, easy checking for your hard-earned money account. We're Republic Bank, and it's just easier here.
The clock is ticking on Toyota's last chance clearance event. Don't miss the biggest cash savings and the lowest leases of the year. For all clearance offers, go to buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Cards and NC State, Saturday at noon on Wave 3 News.
Welcome to the Volkswagen Passat post-game report. Here now, Bob Costas.
Broncos go to 3-0 with a favorable schedule ahead the next few weeks. Drop the Lions to 0-3. They've got to go to Seattle, then come home against the red-hot Arizona Cardinals. Doesn't look good for them. Final score 24-12 in favor of Denver. And as always, we award game balls. Peyton Manning threw for 2 touchdowns and more than 300 yards. Demaryius Thomas caught one of those TDs among his 9 receptions. And Demarcus Ware had 4 tackles and a sack and a half. Michelle talks to Demaryius, and Demand.
Bob, thanks. Peyton, you jokingly said to us last night, we're still looking for our first win of the season. How does this one compare to the first 2?
Well, this was a great team win. Obviously, our defense did a great job creating turnovers, getting us the ball back, and we scored at some very critical times. Obviously, the one there at the end. I think DTs at the half on 4th and 1 really sent a lot of momentum our way going into the second half, and so they came up at a huge play at a huge time.
The switch to the pistol formation, why do you think that was so successful?
Well, I don't know. I mean, obviously it was something different. You know, the coaches saw something. Other teams have done that in the past against them, and something that's just, as we're kind of still forming our identity, something that's kind of in our arsenal. So it'll probably be in there the rest of the season, whether we do it next week or 2 weeks after, who knows, but it was a good change up for tonight. And
forming that identity, I know you guys want to run the ball. How close are you to being balanced?
Well, we're still working. Obviously, we're just 3 games in. We're still learning a lot about ourselves. We got 5 brand new starters on the offensive line that haven't played together. So we're just going to keep working and trying to create more balance.
Congratulations, 3-0.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you.
Let's go to Demaryius Thomas. Peyton just mentioned the touchdown catch on 4th and 1. What did you see on the play?
It was basically kind of the whole night they was squatting and, looking at the quarterback. So, we took a shot, took a shot, gave me a chance, and I just wanted to make a play to go in and try to go in at the halftime.
I talked to you earlier this week, and you were not happy with the way you were playing. How would you evaluate tonight?
I say better. I had a turnover, critical turnover where they went and scored that second touchdown of the night. I still can do some things better, but the only thing that really matters right now, we got the win, and, hey, we're going home with a win, so that's about it right now. But I still got things to do.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's turn to Demarcus, where the defense came up with a lot of big plays, 4 sacks, forced 3 turnovers. How were you guys able to be so effective tonight?
I think it just comes how we prepare during the week. We really just work on, hop on getting turnovers during the week, and it happens in the game. So we're aggressive in the back end, and we try to win in the trenches in the front with the offensive line and defensive line.
And it worked. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Bob?
All right, Michelle, let's bring in Tony Dungy. Tony, lots of talk about Peyton Manning and the Denver offense before this one. What did you make of your old quarterback's performance tonight?
Well, it was definitely better, Bob, and I guess you have to nitpick a little bit when you're as close to Peyton as I am. Threw for over 300 yards, hit 75% of his passes, so there were a lot of good things, but Demaryius Thomas talked about them squatting all night. He said the defensive backs were playing them tight. They only threw 3 deep balls. They hit them all, but even those were jump balls. So I think they've got to get more deep passing in the offense. Peyton's got to get better at that if they're going to continue to win.
Okay, so it's 3-0 for the Broncos. All 3 wins close. Can they keep going like this? The schedule is pretty favorable coming up the next few weeks. Minnesota, Oakland, then Cleveland.
Well, they've got a great defense, and they're going to ride that and rely on that. But I think they're going to have something happen for them to continue to win. They've either got to start running the ball better or they've got to hit some deep throws. They're not going to be able to be one-dimensional and just rely on just medium passing games. So maybe it's the offensive line that's got to come around, but some way they've got to either create some running game or create some more deep passes.
All right, Tony, thanks. We'll turn now to Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk. So, Mike, another week, another significant injury to a quarterback. What's the latest on Ben Roethlisberger?
Well, Bob, they did an MRI on that left knee tonight. The current expectation is that Roethlisberger will miss 4 to 6 weeks with an MCL sprain and a bone bruise in that left knee. No ACL tear, which was the best possible news under the circumstances because that would have ended his season. They'll know more about the specific timetable as the week unfolds, and he was the injury this week, one of the injuries last week that resulted in a quarterback missing a game today. Drew Brees of the Saints with that shoulder injury. The question now becomes whether he'll be ready to go Sunday night when the Saints play the Cowboys. Rehab, treatment, rest. Can he get that shoulder strong enough to go on Sunday night? And these quarterback injuries are causing some concerns, Bob, in league circles because there's a potential connection between